Okay, found the last crystal. It was on one of the alphas or something that was back in like the first or second tower. Okay, but now let's go forth. Time to deal with the mother in the nest.
Now the pieces fall into place. The Grey Warden comes, the instrument of the Father. Oh, and the Father, he is but a shadow. Oh, how my children protect me. How they love me.
I have told you many times, Mother. I am not the Father. I am simply the Architect.
It does not change what you are. You took away that beautiful music, left us with nothing.
It was a mistake to free you. It has left you with madness. I am truly sorry.
But perhaps the Warden would like to hear how it was that the Father began the blight. You want the source of the Archdemon? The one who brought all our kind to the surface? Here he is!
I was correct. All of these creatures are irredeemable fiends.
Shut up.
There it is then. Unfortunate. I did find the old god Athemiel, but I did not wish another blight. I attempted my joining ritual. My hope was that this would free all Darkspawn, unravel the curse from its source. Alas, I was unlucky.
Did you ever think about repercussions?
It is not the way of the Grey Wardens to do what must be done. In the name of combating the Blight. The Blight is a menace, both for your people and for mine. To end it requires sacrifice and risk.
And how lonely the Father was. How terrible to be the outcast, the outsider. He claims he wishes the Darkspawn to be free, but what he truly wants is to correct them.
However you feel about what I have done, the Mother is mad. She cannot be allowed to...
Begone, Shadow! Any more than you already have. And now the hero is alone. Oh, the Mother knows your ways. You will not let her be, no, not after what she's done. So it must end. It all must come crashing down! Perhaps we will hear the song again when we die. Oh, let it come. Let it come.
Okay, that was ugly. Right now I can't even get free because of these tentacles. See if I can pull off a whirlwind. Hey. Good. Okay. Mother's most likely protected by some form of magic by the looks of things. Let's take a closer look from here. Yeah. Better to be safe than sorry. I can deal with these things before they murder me.
Saving the day.
Take one of these. Okay. I can't really backstab the mother because of her position, so I can use this here.
Yes.
If I were you, I'd use dish. Do I have any other types of stamina droughts? Drought? I don't know how to pronounce any of these words. Oh well. Let's finish off these tentacles. Damn it, Justice. Okay, what can I do? Anders? Okay, let's check on Justice. Which one actually has him down? Is the question. And I don't know how to answer her. Decoy. Stand right here and let's whirlwind. Damn it, they're overwhelming us. Okay, attack that one with that. Let's see if I can go after this lady. Let's pull off a ghost. Mark him for death. Oh, this giant tentacle is still alive. There, and she's not gonna make this easy, is she? Much as I should have saw that coming the moment I realized I was fighting this monster, but still, I guess I'm an optimist. Oh, that has to be her spell. Thank goodness, now I can do that. Oh, shite. Let's get you a lyrium potion. A greater one, preferably. Okay, give a life ward to him. I'll do this. Let's go back Justice up for a few moments. Okay. Take one of these. Stop hitting me! It's really just getting annoying. Okay, in your case, take an actually, just take another one of these. Let's get rid of one of these. Glyph of neutralization. Glyph of neutralization. Crap. How long will this affect him? Yeah, I don't think Glyph of neutralization's a good thing on him. Group heal, he'll get me and him at once. Okay. From here. Now that's enough stamina. I'll take another one. crap, I activated this. It takes too much. Are you kidding me? Yeah, please just target them. Oh, wait, wrong one. Need you to target this one. And while at the same time using revive on this idiot.
Point me.
Okay, you take one of these. You life ward him. Crap. What ability did it? Damn it! It triggered shadow form. And without my consent. Hate that. Okay, you idiot. Need to use one of these. Time to end it. It is done. Well, credit time. After the death of the mother, the remaining Darkspawn forces scattered and fled back into the Deep Roads. The raids on Amaranthian came to an abrupt halt. The architect apparently kept his word, gathering his remaining disciples to follow the rest of their kind underground. Those Grey Wardens in other nations were appalled to hear the architect's continued existence, but were unable to track him down despite years of effort. Some within the Order have claimed that the architect's survival guarantees another blight, and yet the Deep Roads have lately been quieter than any can recall. Most have have decided that it is now in the Maker's hand. Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthian spread like wildfire, or when the magnitude of the loss that Vigil's Keep came to life, sympathy drove generous donations from all of Ferelden into the region's coffers. Amaranthian was restored within a year, Vigil's Keep 5. Because of the Warden's support for law and order, Constable Adam and his men were able to distribute the smugglers' goods to the battered survivors in the grueling days that followed the Darkspawn defeat. The Darkspawn messenger, set free after joining the Wardens in Battle of Amaranthian, struck out on his own. The city soon boasts the story of a cloaked but lisping figure who aided travelers in danger. At the same time, reports of isolated cases of Darkspawn disease emerged. No one connected the two. Okay, slightly regret that. But at the same time, he did help people. The Arling's peasants suffered greatly during the war and suffered worse during the years that followed. Success of the first riot of Vigil's Keep emboldened them, and thus other uprisings followed, often put down with brutality. I was hoping it would have gone down better. Although the war devastated many farms of the Arling, all agreed that the loss would have been greater without the soldiers for protection. The farmholders developed a certain reverence for the Warden commander, as well as an ongoing reliance on the Grey Wardens for order and protection. Vigil's Keep stood alone against the horde of Darkspawn. The Mother's forces outnumbered the Vigil's defenders many times over. But the sturdy dwarven walls protected the proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil soldiers, clad in silverite, each felled a dozen Darkspawn before they died. The vigil held one night, then two, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The keep developed into an almost a mythic reputation, and the few survivors immortalized in song and legend. The Vigil became a trading hub, though it eventually eclipsed the city of Amaranthine, with traders reassured by guards continuously patrolling the pilgrim's path. But prosperity bred scheming and treachery between the merchants and nobles, testing the commander's patience for years to come. Peace allowed the Wardens to replenish their numbers. Soon, Vigil's keep bore a capable army with Wardens at its core. From the ranks emerged new heroes to challenge the threats to Amaranthine and all of Ferelden. Through taxes and levies, the Vigil was rebuilt. Years later, Vordic Gonville stood at the battle and announced that the defenses were acceptable. He would never speak more highly of any human engineering. Dark whispers of conspiracy against the Wardens fell silent after a rash of accidents and disappearances culminated in the apparent suicide of Bane Esmerel. The nobles of Amaranthine remained dutiful. Some even suggested that they were cowed into submission. Among the many legends that the Vigil spawned was one of the great heroes of the next age, a sheepherder turned soldier by the name of Sir Alec the Valiant, who eventually founded an order of knights that lasted 1,000 years. Good thing I saved him. The commander's blade, Vigilance, crafted from the bones of an ancient dragon, was boldly stoned by the crows. The blade changed hands many over, with some master swordsmen pursuing the weapon their entire lives. Some claim the legendary blade had a life of its own, and its power is steadily growing. Dorvikin Garvorn further refined his lyrium sound explosives, but left the Warden's employ after Cornorian mercenaries tried to assassinate him. Although the dwarven bomber took his secrets with him, the learned say he left clues for others to follow in his footsteps. That's a good thing. The Vigil soldiers wearing the distinctive silverite armor that Master Wade created came to be known as the Silver Order. Under the tutelage of the Wardens, the Silver Order developed into one of Ferelden's most revered military forces, a lasting memory of the Vigil's famous commander. With Valena and the Architect gone from the region, the Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. The massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighboring humans and Dalish clans that passed by. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. The clans reacted by giving the Wending Wood a wide berth, but both sides knew at some point the elves would return for revenge. A few years after Caerthir was emptied of Darkspawn, Orzammar began sending expeditions to rediscover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost. Eventually, House Hamiel decided that Harhoto was too important to be abandoned. As a tremendous cost to dwarven lives, they cleared the tunnels leading there of all Darkspawn, making the road between Orzammar and the fortress safe again. Halimar was reclaimed from Orzammar once and for all. That's great news. As promised, Voldric and Dwarven presented the information to the Shaperet, with the Stonemaker that told how the cast has taken up arms against the Darkspawn. The Commander of the Grey was invited to Orzammar as a guest of honor at a feast commemorating the defenders of it. The Shaper read the names of the castles off of the marker, then proceed over a ceremony to turn them to the stone, as befitted warriors of their staturate. In time, the Arling began to forget the tales of apparitions in the Black March, and ever so slowly, settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the veil was still thin, and thus the area was still dangerous, but the people only cared that there were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness's mansion was rebuilt and occupied, once by a wealthy merchant, another time by an Elysian mage. Both died mysteriously. Afterwards, the mansion was torn down completely, and the site left untouched. Smart idea. Anders remained with the Grey Wardens a few years longer, training the next generation of mages, but when the Circle called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the Architect, much to the Templar's dismay, Anders told the Commander of the Grey his time with the Wardens was over. And yet, 2 months later, Anders returned to the Order, even after the Wardens were his home and his lasting companions. Valena never saw her clan again, but neither did she forsake her Dalish culture, her sharp tongue, or her quick temper. Her friendship with the Warden Commander changed her opinions of humankind significantly. Shortly after the Mother's defeat, Darkspan stragglers who remained on the surface attacked a human village. Valena was the only warden nearby and saved the village single-handedly and didn't sneer once. Years later, in Expedition to the Dark Lodes, Velena took off on her own, saying that she had seen her sister in the shadows. The other Wardens searched for her, but she was truly gone. That's unfortunate. Nathaniel managed to survive the battle at Vigil's Keep, leading to a splendid defense in the last minutes to protect his family home. That ferocity impressed many of his fellow soldiers, who hoisted him up on their shoulders and paraded him around the courtyard when the battle was done. After spending a number of years with the Wardens, Nathaniel realized the life wasn't for him, but he said goodbye to his sister Delia and his new nephew, and then went to seek his fortune. In time, his nephew became a Warden himself. In emulation, Nathaniel then rose to Warden Commander. He brought honor to the Howl name once again. Justice served the Wardens for many years, remaining in touch with Aura, the widow of Kristoff. She grew uncomfortable with the body's decay, however, and the day she told Justice she consumed no longer was the day he left the Order. Justice wished his comrades well, and then Kristoff's body slumped into the ground. Dead, Aura finally had the body to mourn. The spirit itself remains alive, but has not shown itself since. It was Sigrun who led the charge against the Darkspawn when Vigil's Keep was attacked. Once again, she led an army behind her, and once again fought the Darkspawn no hope of survival. This time, she didn't flee. At Vigil's Keep, Orgrin rallied a last-minute defense at the gate, taking on 2 Orgos simultaneously to allow the others to regain control of the courtyard. Eventually, he passed out from blood loss, and when he awoke weeks later, nobody was more surprised than to discover he was credited as a hero. Orgrin continued to regale young Warden recruits with his tales of his prowess in both battle and bed. His drinking games once prompted at least one recruit to declare he'd rather reattempt the joining than lift another mug. Felsi returned to Vigil's Keep several times to see Orgrin, and usually bringing the toddler as well. Orgrin's inability to act seriously worried her. However, her visits dwindled and stopped altogether. Orgrin missed her or his child. He never showed it. Wish I could have done the quest for you, man. The Savior of Ferelden, he didn't remain the commander of the Grave for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern. The blight was truly over. It was his time to move on. Some claim the commander reunited with the red-haired bar-nosed Liliana, and they adventured together still. The pair spotted together in Denerim after a year of the blight's ending. No matter the truth, the commander never did return to Vigil's Keep. Well, guys, I finally beat Awakening. And it's time, though. One more thing is left. But before that, remember to like, share, and subscribe to this if you've enjoyed any of it. And please just, if you forgot to like V-Ups, go back and like them. I won't lie, I need the likes at this point. And please subscribe. I would love more subscribers, but please also comment. I want to hear how I could have done better, but don't be a dick and just be like, you were suck at this game. I do my best. I'm not going to say I'm a master gamer. But I really enjoyed this. But now, there's one last thing I have to do before Dragon Age Ultimate Edition is completed. I have to find the mother of my child, and we'll see how it goes from there. Everyone, this has been Shadow Ruler Zero, also known as Rowan, bidding you farewell one more time. I'll see you soon.